Now, I know Battlefield 2042 is basically already dead, but my question is, will it ever be revived and will it actually ever survive, should it be ever improved? Now, the recent news, as you have probably all heard, is content in Season 1 has actually been delayed till early summer. So that could be May at the earliest, all the way till like June at the latest. And I won't be surprised at all if the game gets delayed beyond that point as well. But when the content comes out in the early summer, will people actually come back and play it, and will the game even have a player base by the time it gets to early summer for them to even gather feedback on what's still wrong with this game? Now, the big question is, could this game actually make a turnaround? And to be honest, I think it can, but it's probably at this point, it'll be too late by the time it even gets to that point. It's had probably the worst launch in Battlefield history. It's mainly on par with BF4 in terms of performance issues, but in terms of the lack of content, guns, gadgets, mouse input, controller aim assist, maps being terrible, and the game just literally having the total opposite soul that Battlefield 1 has, I don't think this game can ever make a comeback. The marketing was good at first, but just the initial first impressions that this game has given off to many players will just put them off of the game altogether, regardless of how good this can be. Now, like I said before, can they actually fix it? I think they can. But the main priority they need to look at is, for me at least first, is mouse input, aim assist, making the maps an overall better experience to play, and I think the game infinitely gets better from there. Then secondly, you probably want to add, these are more like quick-ish fixes. Secondly, you probably want to add content-wise, so maybe I'd say the guns and maps from Portal should be put in the main game, or they just still need to fix that Portal XP issue where people are making zombie bot farm XP milsim servers. Otherwise, the game's going to have no content and it's going to be bare bones forever. But I still think maybe even making Portal the main game with its server browser, getting the scoreboard that we have to wait like a year for, a scoreboard, like come on. So if they add all that into the game with, you know, your mouse input, your aim assist, better maps, all the content into one place, I think the game would have a decent amount of content, and then they can start adding new and actual good content, not tactical beanies for Boris. But I think after all of that, and they get the game into a good, enjoyable state to actually play, I think then they can work on the performance issues that are happening on old gen quite frequently, and PC also, while able to being focused on more content, which, to be honest, what we need probably the most is maps, because unless they drastically fix these maps that Battlefield 2042 currently has, there is literally no hope for this game whatsoever. The maps are soulless, they have no cover, it's just a vehicle farm 24/7 with bolts that still have not got a nerf. They just shouldn't have a 30mm cannon altogether. The scout heli's rockets with miniguns combined should just not be a thing. It should be one or the other, at least for me. And I think just the general, they just need to up the difficulty of vehicles altogether, because they seem extremely easy in this current state of the game. And one other thing that I'm surprised they've literally just not hotfixed out of the game at all is Boris. Now, I think a sentry gun could easily be patched in terms of not letting it look straight up or straight down, and maybe just giving it a 90-degree cone to look at on a horizontal level, with maybe like a little bit of degree of verticality. But the fact that it can do a full 360 circle of the angles it can shoot from, and at 3D spots, is disgusting. So if they just, you know, limit its cone to maybe like a 90-degree cone and remove the 3D spot, I think Boris will probably be in a decent spot. And a thing that I don't really mind is specialists, and they could probably look at balancing these and maybe making the traditional class system. I think the majority of players would probably enjoy that more. Personally, I don't mind, but I think it would probably make the game a better experience in terms of playability, of what guns and gadgets people have, so everyone's not running around as Angel with max armor, health, and the best gun in the game. But taking into account all those things, I think the game can be turned around, and it probably may have a decent player base to survive off if all if that happens. Now, if they miss out a couple of the things, I don't think this game will literally have a player base at all. I know it has literally nothing of one now, mostly due to the content, I think, to be honest. But if they add content to this game and just leave the performance issues in its current state, I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference. Like, if they add some soul and fix the maps, you're still going to have the problem of a Boris turret, not working aim assist, not working mouse input, and, you know, the list goes on. But for them to make the game enjoyable, they literally need to fix all of what I've said, or at least the majority of what I've said. So in terms, you know, like your maps, your mouse input, aim assist, I think even those three things, mouse input, aim assist, and the soul of the maps and the cover, would probably make the game twice more playable than it is, and I'd probably enjoy it a lot more. I'd probably stream it a lot more as well. But let me know what you think. Now, I know the game's already dead, but let me know if you think the game has a chance of coming around and a chance of surviving at all, given the problems it has. I might do the odd Battlefield 2042 video, positive as well, but I just thought I'd do a quick, you know, / negative, more constructive feedback on how the game could be fixed, and just get the general opinion of what people actually think of the game and whether or not they would try it again. So if they made all those changes down below, let me know whether or not you would actually consider fixing the game, consider playing the game again should they fix it, or whether or not you're just never going to come back to the game as well. And a quick mention, that petition actually is currently at, I think at the time of recording this, at like 170,000 signatures, which for me is absolutely insane, and I'm surprised it's even got to that amount, but the game is not the greatest for stuff like that. But even if that signature gets to like 1 million, I honestly don't think EA are going to give their money back, but let me know what you think on that as well. Feel free to leave a like, sub, and I'll catch you guys hopefully in the next video or stream. But hopefully, for the sake of Battlefield, I honestly hope this game does a turnaround so at least I have something to play and other people have something to play. But World War 3 is coming up soon, so hopefully that'll be good, fingers crossed. But like I said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.